Oh man. Okay, we're back for the weekly update. How's everyone doing? Feel like it's been a while. I don't think it really has been. But I did move the show to Sunday. I'm sure you can tell by now it being Sunday, January 18th. But guys, we're here, and that's what's important. So I am still going to be bringing you the weekly update. I will be bringing you the weekly update every Sunday now at 7 p.m., which is the old time slot from Saturday. I just need Saturdays for personal things, IRL things, and other business requirements. So Saturday for me is now fairly sacred. So I'll be joining and doing most of my work here on Sunday. So thank you for everybody that showed up. Thank you for participating, guys. First thing we're going to do is we're going to pull up the profile. You can see here profile over on X. It is patriotdad.org is the website. Go there, see the Linktree effective replacement built for me by Siraj himself. You can see all the tabs pulled for the stories today. You can also see that you can buy me a cup of coffee. You can now buy some more merchandise. There is more merchandise that is live on the shop now. You can join the Discord. Men's Empowerment Network is probably going to be wrapping up, guys. That is... just didn't have a whole lot of interest, but that's okay. We'll replace those links with my next venture. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. But you can see here, Patriot Dad HQ, patriotdad.org linked merch site. Guys, there is a Patriot Dad merch. There is Magic Shell merch. There is also Karen merch, guys. But our new designs here from Shell herself, you can see here this wonderful Tree of Liberty, guys. The Tree of Liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. Thomas Jefferson, guys. Good quote, good design. You can see here Iron Law of Projection, as well as Don't Mess With My Family, and many other merchandises that you can get there, including mugs. Guys, there's mugs. Get yourself a nice mug. You can see here, Don't Mess With My Family, Patriot Dad, Patriot Mom. There's also some phone cases and other things, guys. Check out the merch store. Support me so that I can bring you more things. Maybe someday, if I can make enough money doing it, we can go back to doing multiple times a week. It's just right now the return wasn't there, and I have too many other demands on my time, including my young children. I love them to death. You will not see them on the channel. If you're in a space, you may hear them from time to time. Guys, I keep them off the internet for a reason. This place is crazy. It really is. And you're going to see more of it today than probably ever. But yeah, guys, check out the profile. You can also tip directly right here. Just leave me a tip. Just a tip is all I require. So I appreciate it. Guys, we're going to get started right here with immigration. This not the B article. Actually, police arrested Patel, and Patel for robbery. This is in Canada, guys. This isn't immigration because... I don't know how ridiculous you guys think it may or may not be, but why is Canada arresting Patel, and Patel for robbery? Doesn't really seem like a very Canadian name, but Canada has an immigration problem too, guys. Greater Toronto area is thriving, but you know what? The 5 Patels... guys, this is absolutely crazy. Like, the fact that this is even an article in Canada is crazy to me, guys. But we have 5 Indian Patels got arrested for robbery in Canada. Guys, they're not sending us their best. They just aren't. Just like they're not doing that here in the United States. We need to really start taking a good hard look at the people that we are inviting into this country. And into other countries, guys. We're seeing our allies not doing so hot right now. If you look over at Europe, if you look at apparently at Canada and other places, right now immigration is not their friend. It just isn't. Libs of TikTok, holy shit. Dang, libs. Democrats tried to amend a bill that would allow illegal aliens who commit fraud to remain in the country indefinitely. What? Can we just not?
Nope.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Democrats love fraud.
This bill says if you admit to fraud, you're deportable. The amendment removes this provision.
I'm sorry, what?
The amendment says even if the alien admits to the fraud, they can remain here indefinitely.
Nope.
How about not? That's crazy, guys. If they're here committing fraud, they're a criminal. Get them out. Oh God. Guys, like, how did we get here? I know how we got here, actually. I know how we got here. We got here because the Democrats and the Republicans alike, the political establishment, the uniparty, whatever you want to call it, all got together and they said, you know what? I know how we can get more money. I know how we can get more power. We can import millions upon millions of migrants. We can train them through NGOs, which are funded by the government. We can train them how to defraud the government. And then with that defrauded money, we can accept campaign donations and kickbacks for helping them. And then we're going to rinse and repeat. And then you wonder why you have these foreigners in Congress who have like 4,700% increases in their net worth in a year in Minnesota after marrying their brother. I know that just got real specific, guys, but it's intended to be. It's one person that I'm talking about. Now, there's a lot of people involved in this corruption. It's not just Ilhan Omar, but she's a big part of it, in my opinion. Like, I get it. Polymarket here, their story is that the U.S. is now experiencing net negative migration for the first time in over 50 years. They're going to make this sound like it's a bad thing. We've had tens of millions of migrants brought here. So many of them are defrauding the people, defrauding the government, doing it to increase the power of the uniparty, the legislative state. I like that name. I don't know if I feel like I've heard that somewhere before, but I don't know who said it first, but I like it. You let me know if you like that term, the legislative state. Ugh. Kara says they are desperate to keep their future voters. Yeah, that's pretty much it. U.S. Immigrations and Customs Enforcement posted this one. TPS for Somalis has ended. Leave the U.S. on your own terms between now and March 17th or receive a visit from ICE. The choice is yours. I don't know which button it is. Yeah, that one. It's been a while, guys. I forget what buttons on my subboard do what, but I was right. Yeah, guys, self-deport before we deport you, because if we deport you, you're not coming back. At least if you self-deport, you have a chance. Guys, I recommend it. Jack Posobiec here. Some really good recommendations. Turn on E-Verify, arrest CEOs, use economic leverage, and debank illegals. Yes, I think this sounds like a good plan. I don't know what you think, guys. If you're here illegally, I don't know why you have access to the banking system. If I go to a different country outside the U.S., like let's just say I pick Bulgaria. If I roll up in there illegally and I go to a bank and I say, I want to open a bank account, I bet you they're going to tell me no. What if I go to, let's say, El Salvador and I roll in there illegally? No visa. I just walk in there and I say, hey, I'd like to open a bank account. What do you think the answer is going to be? What about Russia, guys? What about China? What about India? What about Australia? New Zealand? What about Japan? Korea? Any of these countries, guys, if I roll in there illegally, do you really think I'm going to get a bank account? Why do we allow it? It's kind of crazy. Joaquin says, hello, Patriot Dad. Good evening. Good evening, Joaquin. Thank you for joining us. Guys, go over, go after landlords and businesses. That's really, guys, like, I don't understand how it is if a business is caught employing like a majority of its employees are criminal aliens. Like, why is the business not stripped from the owner? Why is the owner not thrown in jail? I mean, if you're knowingly employing criminal aliens, it seems like you should just lose your business. Do things the right way. Do things the legal way. Do things the way that help the people of the United States, the legal residents and citizens of the United States, and you should be fine. I don't see what the issue is. But yeah, guys, I don't get it.
Get the E-Verify going. Go after the employers. Arrest the CEOs. I've said it again and again. Start arresting CEOs.
Yes.
Start arresting business owners.
Yes.
And by the way, start using economic tools and economic leverage. Debank every illegal alien in America. If they can't have access to banking, to Venmo, to Cash App, to PayPal, guess what? They can't stay anymore. So if you're renting, if you're a landlord, if you're hiring, all the rest of it, get them out.
Yeah.
And if you do that, guess what? You won't have the need for so many of these targeted raids because the masses will self-deport on the.
And you know, it's interesting. Somebody on X, and I don't have it pulled for the story, but they did post like, hey, why isn't you don't see all these raids in red states like Texas? And it's like, well, it's probably mostly that the local police and sheriffs support ICE and they are honoring federal ICE detainers for criminals that are in their possession. So you don't really need to go storming in and snatching people up because they're being handed over like voluntarily. It's these blue states and blue cities that do not honor ICE detainers that are sanctuary cities, sanctuary states. These places, because they do not honor federal government detainer requests, you're going to get more of these smash and grab style ICE raids because the local government isn't cooperating. Yes, start punishing the people that don't cooperate. And then follow the money, guys. Follow the money. Who's paying for it? Who's paying for them to get here? Who's educating them to use the system? Where is that money coming from? Stop that money. Follow that money. Stop the crazy wealthy people like George Soros and the Tides Foundation from funding it in the first place. Joaquin says, I might be going to America next December as part of the work and travel programs. I'm glad I'll be going to the U.S. soon. That's wonderful. I fully support immigration when done legally. When it's done to fill a need, makes a lot of sense to me. So if that's true, I would gladly welcome you. Just please follow the legal process. And yep, sounds like everything's going to be great. So keep it up, Joaquin. If you don't mind saying, what area of work are you traveling to the U.S. for? That'd be kind of interesting to know. Because it's always everyone always says there's only agriculture jobs that are filled by people from other countries. Like, I don't think that's true at all. I'm curious what form of work you are doing. But here we have a story that's ICE agent who shot Renee Good on January 7th suffered internal bleeding to the torso. So the entire narrative of the left collapsed this week. They were trying to say this ICE agent wasn't hurt. This ICE agent wasn't even hit. He just murdered Renee Good. Murder is a very specific type of homicide. Yes, she was killed by homicide. Homicide means you were killed by a person. That's true. Justifiable homicide is still homicide, guys. And I fully accept that, and I'm okay with our definitions and terms. She was not murdered. It was justifiable. She struck this man with her car, causing internal bleeding. Even CBS had to post that they admitted he had internal bleeding. You don't get internal bleeding from a gentle bump or a not being hit by the car. So she struck this man hard enough to cause internal bleeding and was killed for it, which you should be. If you commit vehicular assault against anybody, especially a police officer, expect some repercussions. And it's unfortunate because her crazy ass partner that helped this is now caused, I think there's 3 children now without a parent. So good job, morons. Keep it up. Keep LARPing. Keep thinking that you're just pretending, guys. No, these agents are carrying live ammunition, folks. It's not a joke. It's not a game. Please don't do this. As far as I know, W&T mostly revolves around the tourism industry, mainly hotels and ski centers. In Argentina, I work as a bellman, so I'll probably end up in a similar line of work. Well, welcome from Javier Malay's Argentina. So, hope you find work. Hope you do well. We're going to move on to, oh gosh, my computer, I apologize, has been giving me the real business. There we go. Finally got the story loaded. This one, Jessica Tarlov gets nuked on Fox by Gutfeld after she tried to justify the leftist who lost her life after attempting to take out an ICE agent. Let's see what Greg has to say. I'm going to make this full size. Let's listen to Greg.
The argument over the shooting is irrelevant if you deny the premise for them being there. This is part of the strategic ignorance where the other side doesn't understand things. Why is ICE here? Why is breaking the law wrong? Why do we need this kind of enforcement? What is wrong with an open border? Then you're forced to explain everything, which takes forever, even though you know that they know. Because the same rules that govern civil order also operates under their lives. So, you don't sneak into Disneyland, you pay. You don't cut in line at the movies, you wait in line. You don't interfere with the police. You know it's wrong. So until you don't admit that your private and public behavior align, you are living a lie. I want every liberal, because we have millions of liberals watching this show, to engage in a thought scenario, okay? You ask your sister this question. So what are your plans today, Deborah? And she goes, well, I plan on filming myself harassing and impeding armed law enforcement.
Yeah, see, that right there seems like a really bad plan. I plan on filming myself impeding law enforcement. Guys, these people are not joking around. And by these people, I mean federal agents that are doing immigration enforcement actions. So, Joaquin says, what are my 2 cents on recent international events, mainly Venezuela and Iran? Sorry if you've already clarified this. I just haven't been watching your streams as of recent. That's okay, Joaquin. Real quick, Venezuela, I think the snatching of Maduro and his wife was kind of crazy. It was the quickest, most aggressive military intervention in another country I've seen in my lifetime. It also proves that we didn't need to spend 20 years in the Middle East. I think that was just the military-industrial complex liking to sell a lot of bombs and put a lot of soldiers and people through the meat grinder just to make more money. Like, I'm not super thrilled about that, but it just shows what we can do when we really want to do something. I think the people of Venezuela are going to be better off, but only time will tell that. But I think that them under the Maduro regime has been not good. So hopefully that gets replaced with something positive. Hopefully the vice president honors the word that she's given, and hopefully things get much better for the people of Venezuela. As for Iran, I don't know, man. Like if the, what would you call it? The theocracy that is currently in charge in Iran, if they toppled, I wouldn't be sad about it. Iran used to be the center of like math and science for like a large part of the world. They are not that right now under Islam. I think the people with more freedom would be much better off. I think the world would be better off with less of that, I'll just say. So am I excited about the escalation of things with them? No. But do I think Iran can continue to exist in the way that it is and have the world be better off? No. So we'll see how things go, guys. I hope that the unrest is successful. I don't know if it's our fault, right? Like USAID was shut down. So I know we're doing a lot less foreign intervention, but like I'm not kidding myself. The NSA, the CIA, all those agencies still exist. Do I think we're involved? Probably. Do I think we're supporting the protesters? Probably. We'll see. We'll just see how things shake out. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully that answers your question. But yeah, guys, the fact that she literally said she planned on filming herself intervening, like that's so dumb. Don't do that.
Well, so how would you respond to your sister? You'd say, honey, do you think that's wise? What about
I'd be like, no, don't do that.
the kids? Where are the kids? Oh, I drop them off at daycare. So what time are you doing this? At 11? Aren't you working? Oh, no, not at the moment. So you drop your kids off at daycare, you're not working, and you're going to stalk law enforcement. Don't you think this is time you should spend with your family, or maybe do a job search or take some classes? Don't you think this is unhealthy behavior? Now, if you deny to a family member or to a best friend that this is how you would react, you are lying to yourself to protect your public virtue on this matter. This is how you get, in my opinion, the fake empathy liberal to return to reality. If your sister is telling you that instead of caring for her children or her mental health, that she prefers to stalk law enforcement, would you say, "You go, girl"? Of course not. You would say, "You need an intervention. I need to stop you because I care about you."
Yeah, like, where is the family in this, guys? Like, how are they not telling this woman? How are they not telling her to, like, do something else, do something better than potentially committing federal crimes, assaulting an officer with a vehicle and getting killed for it? Like, how did the family not say no first?
And that is the problem, Jessica. Nobody cares about good. You don't care about her. The left never cared about. The activist group that trained her didn't care about it, who should be sued for wrongful death, who put her in this situation. She had no friends. She had no relatives to offer her advice when she was doing this stuff, when she was putting her life in jeopardy. Think about this pathetic movement and all the videos you've seen of these women. Where are their friends? Where are their parents? Where are the kids that would...
Like, I honestly think these people may not have friends. And Joaquin says it does. Thank you. You're welcome, Joaquin. Like, I don't think these people have real friends. I think they have people that they're associated with loosely on the internet, and they're just pumping each other up to do really dumb things.
Say, "Mommy, what are you doing? Why aren't you home?" The left always says that politics is personal, but then they separate their political behavior from their personal reality. If you would tell your sister that this behavior is nuts, then you would not publicly express an entirely different opinion on this matter. No one wants their sister or their daughter or friend engaging in this any more than you would want your child to engage in the Tide Pod Challenge or Subway Surf.
True, Greg.
So you need to ask this question before every action you think you're going to endorse. If your private persona and your public behavior is different, you are a lying hypocrite and you're hurting others and you're not helpful to these lonely, sad people that we're leading on in this world.
Yeah, I don't know if I could have said it better, guys. Like, these women are so unhinged. They are so unled. They are so miserable. Like, if you look at it, the majority of these protesters are like white, middle-aged, like 30s to 50s. I know it's not all middle-aged, guys. Calm down in the audience. Women in their 30s to 50s, sometimes 60s, white women that are there alone, or they're there with a boy man thing that's like a cucked beta, maybe at best. Like, these are not happy, fulfilled women. And they're trying to mother criminal aliens to fill the void that is their dried up potential for mothering. I don't know what happened in the West. I don't know what happened in the first world, guys, other than CIA, NSA, and a bunch of other nonsense that was perpetrated against us to convince us that, well, having children and carrying on our species and our culture is bad. Like, we need to take control again, guys. Letting women have these key positions in power has not ended well. We need to take the reins back. We need to take things seriously again. We need to really evaluate whether we want our country to exist. Because if we do, it's our duty as men to take it back and make sure it happens. And if we don't, if we keep sitting on the sidelines and letting other people run things, we won't have a future. Our kids definitely won't have a future. Their kids are definitely royally screwed if we don't take control. If we don't take it from these boomers that will not relinquish it. Run for an office. I don't care how small it is. I don't care if it's your librarian. I don't care if it's your county commissioner. I don't care if it's your city, your state, whatever. Get involved, guys. We need men to step up. We need to do something. We can no longer sit on the sidelines and let these crazy Lindas run our world. We can't. We can't do it anymore, guys. Tom Homan, Trump administration is building a database of people attacking ICE and plans to broadcast their names and faces publicly.
This job and these people who want to say follow ICE, and film ICE, you know what? You can protest. They have that right. But when you cross that line, and we've proven it, if you interfere or impede or assault an ICE officer, you will be prosecuted. And one thing I'm pushing for right now, Laura, we're going to create a database where those people that are arrested for interference, impediment, assault, we're going to make them famous. We're going to put their face on TV. We're going to let their employers in their neighborhoods, in their schools, know who these people are. Because as you said, a lot of these people, they say they're taking time off work to protest. I bet you a lot of them are calling in sick. I bet you a lot of their employers don't know what they're doing. But we're going to make sure everybody knows who they are. We're going to broadcast. They want to broadcast the ICE officer that was nearly killed all over the internet. We're going to broadcast every one of these people we arrest. This job and these people who want to say.
And it just restarts. Sometimes I wish X would do the, hey, play that again instead of just restarting the video. But anyways, yeah, guys, the people that cross that line absolutely should be branded publicly on billboards, on the internet, everywhere. Like, these people are psychotic. They need to stop what they're doing. Please don't do this stuff anymore, guys. You got here, this man's going viral when he points out that the last woman shot by Minneapolis police, weird, right? Minneapolis, the feds in Minneapolis murdered, no, justifiable homicide, self-defense even, killed a woman in Minneapolis. They're like, oh, this is the worst thing ever. Well, it turns out the last woman shot by Minneapolis police was a white woman named Justine Damon, was killed by a Somali officer after she called for help, and not a single Democrat spoke out.
So do you know who the last white girl to get unalived by law enforcement in Minneapolis was before Renee Good? No, you don't.
And why do they have to put the music to it? Anyways, you know why you don't? And I bet you don't know that the person who did it was the first Somali police officer the entire United States, that they were convicted of murder, and it was later overturned by the Minnesota Supreme Court, and they only served a couple of years. Yeah, guys, bet you didn't know that. The first Somali police officer murdered a white lady in Minneapolis. Democrats don't care about her. Strange, isn't it? They only care if you have the right letter next to your name when you register to vote. And why do they care so much about that? Well, look at this. Mila Joy, out of control, California. 449,000 registered voters couldn't perform jury duty because they weren't citizens. Hang on. To get assigned jury duty, it means that's from voter registration, right? That's right, because they were registered voters. 500,000. No federal aid without voter ID. I agree, Mila. 449,000 registered voters, guys, could not perform jury duty because they were not citizens. California, here's looking at you. Oh, and it's not just California, guys. Look at the rest of the West Coast. Judicial Watch lawsuit.
Hey everyone, huge news. Judicial Watch lawsuits led to the cleanup of 4 million dirty names from the voting rolls in just the last 2 years or so. But there's more heavy lifting to be done for cleaner elections.
Okay.
That's why Judicial Watch just sued the state of Oregon to force it to finally clean up its voting rolls, which are a mess. Federal law requires states to take reasonable steps to clean up their voting rolls.
Yes.
And Oregon hasn't been doing that. In fact, our new lawsuit, just filed for and with the Constitution Party of Oregon and Oregon voters, details how 29 of Oregon's 36 counties removed few or no registrations as required by federal election law.
Of course.
Oregon and 35 of its counties had overall registration rates exceeding 100%. Frankly, Oregon...
I'm sorry. Registration rates in excess of 100%. and nobody thought to ask? Oh, wait, why would you when you can have that nice surplus of votes that you might need in the future?
It has the highest known inactive registration rate of any state in the nation. You know, dirty voting rolls can mean dirty elections. Oregon, as I said, has some of the worst voting rolls in America and needs to clean them up as soon as possible. In the meantime, Judicial Watch has lawsuits to clean up voting rolls in California and in Illinois.
Guys, the fact that they even have to sue is wild. But you can see here in this post, guys, the Oregon Secretary of State announced he will now clean 800,000 names from the voter rolls. 800,000 in Oregon alone, guys. And then what happened in Oregon? I think I'm out of order here. Oh, yes, look. Fancy this. We got, 800,000. But then what happened? Oh, Stephen Miller. They load illegal voters onto the rolls, harvest their votes, and then they appoint judges who they know will cover up their crimes. This in response to Mustafa. A Biden-appointed judge has blocked the federal government from accessing Oregon's voter data. Now, why would a judge block the federal government from seeing state voter data? Especially when Judicial Watch just exposed that 35 counties had in excess of 100% of people registered to vote. I think that Stephen Miller is correct. Don't you? You got here Esperanza Contreras arrested in Washington for forging ballots. Now this is the state of Washington, folks. We've got California, we've got Oregon, and now Washington. That is the entire freaking blue West Coast. Forging ballots in 2024. She worked as a building manager and allegedly filled out ballots sent to former tenants and forged their signatures. The things that Democrats say never happens happened again. Guys, they're lying to us. Like, I don't think voting actually matters anymore. Like, I'm not saying don't do it. Of course, then I get something in my eye. I'm not saying don't do it, guys. You should absolutely go and vote. I'm just saying it's really disenfranchising when you see stories like this, when you see stories like the last few. Is how are we supposed to think that our country is even our own when we read about all of these excess voters, when we read about voter fraud, when we read about criminal aliens, when we read about Somali daycare fraud, when we read like just story after story after story, just makes me think that the deep state, the entrenched legislative state, that was our term from earlier in the show, guys, that the legislative state and the entrenched corrupt bureaucracy has now made a thing so devious, so crazy, that there's absolutely nothing that we can do about it anymore without just complete systemic upheaval, which just gives them what they want. Right? Their end goal, the ends justify the means to these crazy communists, but their end goal is to burn the system down. And they've kind of given us a lose-lose, the system has to burn situation regardless. And I don't like it. Got here, blue states literally suing to hide fraud. Trump's team found food stamps being collected in 5 different states, and they also found 186,000 dead people on the rolls, plus 500,000 people getting double benefits from cooperative red states. Now, blue states like California and Minnesota are suing to stop the USDA from digging into their numbers. But why would you fight that unless you've got something to hide?
All the red states sent us their data to help figure out what that looked like. We found 200,000 dead people, or people using dead people's social security numbers. We found 500,000 people getting more than 2 times what they should have, getting those benefits twice.
Getting benefits twice. I also saw stories where some of the people that were getting benefits multiple times were getting it because they were registered in like 4 or 5 different states at 4 or 5 different properties, and they were getting them at all of them. So these Somalis that probably have multiple homes because they've been running these daycare frauds now have multiple homes in multiple states, and then you register for benefits at each one of them, and you can collect them at each. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy, guys. Don't forget to drink water. It's good for you. But yeah, guys, if red states are already showing massive amounts of frauds, you can only assume blue states are going to be much worse. Here, this exchange is pure gold. This is Nick Shirley, guys. Very short. Let's listen.
I mean, Quality Learning Center, they had 90 violations.
Stop calling it Quality Learning Center.
That's what it is.
He's got it on his sweatshirt, too.
It is. Quality Learning Center. And they leered their lesson.
They leered their lesson. Hold on, I gotta go back.
I mean, Quality Learning Center, they had 90 violations.
Stop calling it Quality Learning Center.
That's what it is. Quality Learning Center. And they leered their lesson.
Fuck. Okay.
They leered their lesson. Guys, Nick Shirley is a gem, guys. He deserves some sort of a citizen award if he has not gotten one already. So good. But here we have Marsha Blackburn. Americans are shocked at how much of their tax dollars are being stolen by fraudsters. Yes, we are.
We know that this issue goes far from Minnesota and into every corner of the country. And the Government Accountability Office, and this report I think is significant. It estimates that each and every year, that our government is losing between $233 billion and $521 billion to fraud.
I bet you that 500 number is low. Like they try and say it's 200 something to 500 something, trying to make us think that that's like, oh, that's it. No, I think it starts at 500. I think 500's the low end. I think like 1.5 to 2.5 trillion is probably more likely. And I've got a slide here, a story in a little bit that will show why I think that.
Fraudulent programs, fraudulent claims. So think about that. You've got individuals and entities who willfully misrepresent themselves so that they can get taxpayer benefits, taxpayer dollars, and they are stealing up to $521 billion a year of your money.
And like I said, my belief is that that is on the very, very low end, guys. And not only that, whatever number they say, it's probably double that. Crispy, welcome to the chat. Also, I would agree. I think it's definitely higher than that. It's just like CPI, guys, core inflation numbers that they at least double whatever the number they say inflation is, guys. When they release CPI numbers, they are so heavily manipulated, you cannot believe them. Assume double. So I think that's a fair estimate, Crispy, that you should probably double whatever they tell us. So if they're willing to tell us it's 521 billion, guys, it's probably at least $1 trillion. Like what? Just a nice cool T, not a B, a T. And then you wonder, why in the hell am I paying taxes? Why? Why am I allowing the government to steal 30% of my money to give it to these idiots? Arthur, with this story, let me get this straight. NED funnels $300 million of taxpayer dollars through NGOs. It literally funds the censorship of American citizens, and the entire advertiser pressure complex had payments frozen by Doge, and yet every single Democrat plus 81 Republicans voted to fund it more than ever. Guys, we are being lied to. The Republicans are weak and gay. The Democrats are gay and retarded. That's really the only way to look at it, guys. Either way, regardless of which party it is, if it's one of the two parties, they are not there to help us. They are robbing us. They are stabbing us in the back. And it's just so obvious at this point, guys. It's all being exposed, but what are they going to do about it? What have they done in the weeks since Nick Shirley in his expose. What has happened? Who has gone to jail? What policies have been passed? It's absolutely atrocious, guys. At least 20% of healthcare spending is waste and fraud. That's $1 trillion on waste and fraud. In healthcare alone, maybe as much as 2.5. The federal deficit is $2 trillion. America is being bankrupted by waste and fraud. Yeah, and then we still pay taxes. Like, why? Absolutely why? Like, I'm just going to identify as tax exempt at this point, guys. I'm tired of breaking my back and barely making ends meet so that my government can steal from me and give it to criminals. Give it to people who have no business being here, and give it to people who are just exploiting the system. Meanwhile, you and I, who are trying to do things the right way, are just taking it in the shorts, left and right. I don't like it. And then C3 with this one, guys. Are you sitting down? Here are some basic numbers for you guys. The California NGOs, there are 213,720 of them, totaling $593 billion per year. New York, 132,000, totaling $445 billion. Minnesota, 41,000, totaling $124 billion per year. New Jersey, 56,000 for $113 billion. Washington, 44,000 for $139 billion. This is just a few of these blue states, guys. Imagine the amount of fraud. I am tired of these programs. They all need to end. I'm sure there are people that actually need them. I'm sorry for you. Other people have ruined it. They all need to end. The American people, myself included, could no longer afford to fund this nonsense. I'm done with it, and you should be too. Then you got this, guys, the protests. Oh, but the protests, right? The protests are real, right? Check out these documents. These are contracts for paid protesters, 100% proof that none of the Democrat protest. No, I won't say none, guys. Mila here says none of the protests are organic. I don't like definitive statements, guys. I'm sure there's one or two that are legit. I'm sure some of the people that are out there actually think that they're doing the right thing, right? Like, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, but I bet you the greater majority of them are not organic. Let's pull up one of these real quick, yeah? It says, do not leave this document. Do not, this individual at any comms or in person. So contact DA Donnelly. Do not name this person. This does not leave this document. The disbursement of funds will occur in 3 stages. Initial disbursement, immediately following a debrief, and final disbursement of funds will come at some point in the future. A timeline to be determined by the representative of your contract and further possible amendable by blah, blah, blah. You see here, there's a sticky, 26,000, blah, 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 15,000. Guys, these people this is their job. If you ever wondered, like, hey, why does it seem like none of these protesters have jobs? Why does it seem like they always have time to protest? Well, folks, that's because you're looking at it the wrong way. These are paid professional protesters. The protesting is their job. They are taking money from an NGO that's probably funded by us. So a taxpayer is paying taxes so that that tax money can fund an NGO, so that NGO can pay a professional protester to lobby and protest against the best interest of the taxpayer that paid for it. This whole system needs to stop. It all needs to go away. That's it. That's all there is to it. And then here, why is this Hispanic man charged with murder of a teen here in North Carolina listed as a white male with blonde or strawberry hair? Excuse me. There is a Hispanic man charged with murder, okay, that's listed as a white man with blonde or strawberry hair. Oh my gosh, the demographics, guys, you cannot trust them. This is another post by Matt Van Swall. It's been a while. Hey, Shell, welcome to the chat. Thank you for joining us. It's been a while since we've seen one of these guys, but this continues to happen. This is to taint the demographic data. That way, crime statistics look like white people are more violent than they actually are. That's it. That's all there is to it. Here you have a Florida man. We're getting near the end of crime, guys. The Florida man is being praised nationwide for personally following a child predator on the highway.
591, where's the location of your emergency?
Yes, ma'am. There's a child pedophile with 2 kids in his truck. One's a runaway.
Where are you at, sir?
He's coming down US 1. His name's Darnell.
A caller who knew Harrison and knew he is a registered sex offender just happened to see him on the road. He dialed 911 after spotting him with what looked like 2 underage boys in the car.
Do you know this person?
He's our neighborhood child pedophile, and there's 2 missing kids that's run away from out there, and he's got 2 teenage boys in the back of his truck.
The caller followed the truck down US 1.
You don't have to continue following.
Oh, no, I'm following until I see a cop pull his over because he's got 2 kids in his car. Because if a cop don't pull him over, I'm going to pull him over.
Yep, Florida boys.
It ain't going to be pretty.
Deputies ultimately found the truck and after a bit of a struggle, had Harrison in handcuffs.
Who got my truck? Who got my truck?
All right, I appreciate it. Law enforcement stopped the vehicle.
Yeah, they got him. Thank you.
Yeah, they got him. Thank you. Crispy says, I love this guy. Yeah, guys, this is the kind of intervention that we need to have more. This is how real men stand up for the way that things should be. Don't let these crazy child touchers get away with things. Don't let them do it. Stand up. And then you got things like this, guys. These protests are getting crazy, talking about paid protesters. But now we have Jake Lang was attacked by a mob in Minneapolis, guys. The police were nowhere to be seen. They are going to martyr him. And if you think things are bad now, I can only imagine how bad things are going to be if the crowds in places like Minneapolis murder somebody like Jake. It's going to be very, very bad. It's going to get very bad, guys. Let's not do this. Please stop escalating things. People have a right to speak. You have a right to protest. They have a right to counter-protest, but nobody has a right to physically accost somebody or shut down somebody else's speech. So stop it. Stop it. Guys, Jake's out there doing great work. Some of his methods are a little bit edgy. But you know what? If we're going to keep this country from being overrun, we need more of him, not less. But if they martyr him, it's going to get so bad so fast. Let's not. Last thing in crime, Gardner says 3 parts. Sent me a protest story. Okay, well, all right, hang on. Let me get that pulled up. Okay. Just bear with me. Repost the live, everyone. Yes, please. I was just about to get there, Shell, but thank you very much. Part 1 of 3. Part 2 of 3. Wait a minute. All right. Yep. I got this now. We'll get this pulled up. All right. 3 parts. Thank you. We got a group of Somali thugs just robbed me. This is Nick Sotor an hour ago. Of my $1,000 camera in the Cedar Riverside neighborhood in Minneapolis, they dragged me down the street as my hand got trapped in their door handle. Nobody bothered helping. DHS must raid this place.
Hey, get! What did she just do? She fucking...
Oh, shit. Okay, it's okay.
Got it. Got it, Shell. How long did that take?
She took next camera. She just stole next camera. Let's get her.
No, give him the camera! Give him the camera!
Just tell her to give him the camera back.
Give him the camera!
2.
What happened, Nick? They just stole my camera. Right out of your hand while you're in the car?
That's what the fuck you wanted, right?
That's the fuck you wanted, right? That's what you did. Man, listen, motherfucker, you better get the fuck up out of here. You fucking coward. Motherfucker, you a coward, bitch. You have to leave. You a fucking coward. I can rob you, motherfucker. Get the fuck up out of here. Bitch. You fucking coward. You a fucking coward, motherfucker. Nobody motherfucker, you trying to incite that shit. Nobody stepped in. Get the fuck up out of here, bro. $1,000 worth of equipment. Fuck you, bitch. Did you call? Did anybody call 911? Why are you in this neighborhood? Have Kevin do it. Okay. You fucking Nazis. We got it all on video. We're not Nazis. Man, you fucking Nazis. We're not Nazis.
They'll try it. Seconds. Oh, 10 seconds. Not bad. Guys, they're going to keep calling you Nazis to justify killing you. That's how they do it. They use those words to dehumanize you so that later they can justify killing you. Why is this person so agitated? Ask yourself that. Why is this person so mad? Why? Because Nick is in the neighborhood filming? It's interesting.
Nazis and we're not racist. I condemn Hitler completely. Racist, I'm not racist. I condemn all racism. I condemn all racism.
Why are you here?
We were driving through and we got followed. You guys followed us.
No, we're following you because who are you?
It doesn't matter. We're allowed to be here. It's the United States of America. Why do we have to leave? What? We're not leaving until we get the camera. You want us to leave? Give us the camera. Call your friend, get the camera back, and we'll leave.
Who took the camera? Because you guys want to scream racism, but yet you're treating him like this. Why? Why?
Because he's white.
Racism can go both ways.
You've been doing that 2 hours fucking recording. You guys were...
I'm sorry, what was that last part?
Both ways.
You've been doing that 2 hours fucking recording.
Something about our economy?
Go both ways.
You've been doing that 2 hours fucking recording.
I don't know. But here, Mike Davis, I'm buying you a new camera. Send me your Venmo via DM. Stay safe. You're a patriot. Nick Sortor. Man, I appreciate that more than you know. It's Nick Sortor on Venmo. Certainly didn't expect that. You're the man, Mike. Done. I sent you enough for 2 cameras. Don't get killed over your next stolen camera, but never back down. Guys, oh my God. Yeah, thank you for sending that over, Gardner. Always good to see a little bit of additional news stories, so thank you very much. Last story in crime, guys. Bill and Hillary Clinton did not show up to testify in the Jeffrey Epstein. They ignored a congressional subpoena. Do you think they're going to go to jail? Let's take a quick poll in the chat. 1, if yes. 2, if no. I'm going to vote no, because there doesn't seem to ever be any accountability for politicians. But as Shell pointed out, guys, please repost the live stream. Please get it out there to everybody. Send it out on all your socials. Send it out in your group chats. Send it out on your text messages. Send it out everywhere you can, guys. Go on your dating profiles. Post it out. Go on your TikToks. Go on your Instagrams, your Facebooks, your X, your everything apps. Go there. Post out the live, please. I rely on you to get those viewer numbers up, guys. I appreciate each and every one. We are currently sitting at 66. So thank you to those of you that have done it. But we are going to continue with government. Javier Milei, we just had Mr. Joaquin in the chat from Argentina. Going to be coming to the U.S. to do some legal work. Gotta love it. But Javier Milei just banned the Muslim Brotherhood from his country. This is the way. Repel Islam. Defend the Western Hemisphere. Afuera. Fantastic. Good job, Javier. Mila with this one, guys. George Soros received $260 million from USAID. Chelsea Clinton got $84 million from USAID. Thousands of North Carolinians spent all last winter living in tents while it snowed on them, and they got $750. Democrats are perfectly fine with all of this. Makes you wonder why. I still don't think that the Democrats are going to be held responsible. I don't think any politician is, guys. Hannity just ended his career. This guy seems like a fake politician and a meme. I don't know how this is actually a real person. It looks like a hybrid AI generated image of like 8 people all at once. Let's listen.
and honored little Jocelyn Nungary's family, brutally raped and murdered a 12-year-old girl. Did you stand? Did you give honor to that family that lost so much?
Look, Sean, thanks for having me.
I don't need the thanks. Did you stand or not? Did you stand to honor those families?
I did not stand because the president.
You sat on your ass.
I was just sick of the president.
So I want to be clear.
I did not.
You sat on.
I didn't stand because I'm sick of the president.
Your ass, and you wouldn't stand for families of that lost children. A 12-year-old girl raped and murdered, and you couldn't stand for them because you were playing politics. Is that right? I want this audience to know.
Look, I would not stand for this president. I would not stand for this president. He was lying.
You weren't standing for them. You were standing for the families that lost little girls that were murdered by the illegal immigrants that you want to remain in the country. Is that true or false?
Look, this president was using a tragedy.
I'm not talking about it.
Riley's death.
What about those families? Have you ever picked up a phone? Because there are thousands of Americans that have been murdered and raped and victims of violent crime. Have you ever spoken to any? Have you ever called them to offer your condolences?
The G is a good name for him, Crispy. Are you talking about the gardener is going to be called the G? Okay, I'm good. Yeah, that works for me. All right, Gardner, from here on out, known as the G.
Name one family. Name one family.
Look, every immigrant, everyone must follow American laws.
Have you ever picked up a phone and called a victim's family?
Nope.
Look, I talk to my constituents
all the time. Not a hard question. Not hard.
Yeah, I do.
Have you ever picked up your phone and called them? Have you done that one time?
Look, I talk with my constituents all the time. My constituents are being terrorized by ICE.
Have you ever called an American family that has been a victim, murdered, raped, tortured by an illegal immigrant? Yes or no, Congressman? Did you ever call them?
I have met people. I am sure I have met people.
So no, that's a no. That's a hard no. He's like, literally, straight question. Have you ever picked up the phone and called the family of somebody who has been hurt by a criminal alien? I'm sure I've talked to somebody. Oh, my God. Yes, hopefully his career is over. This one by Amuse. We'll see if this one's accurate or not, but it says... Denmark wants to reclaim its F-16s it donated to Kyiv so they can be deployed to Greenland to counter U.S. F-35s and F-22s. Like I said, I don't know how accurate that is. I think it's amusing as hell, though, because, guys, they don't stand a chance. If we really wanted it, guys, we would take it. We're trying to buy it, guys. We're trying to do things the right way. Please don't push us to be jerks. And over it, the EU is like, oh, boo-hoo. We're going to end our trade deal with the U.S., to which this meme response is good, guys. It's, are you mad, bro? Very good, Sam. I appreciate it. That's wonderful. Why do we have these people in charge of anything in America? That's a good question, guys. If we have anyone in Congress, they should not be allowed to have dual citizenship. That's for damn sure. They probably should even be native born, just like the president has to be. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think that makes a hell of a lot more sense than letting whatever the hell that was and Ilhan Omar into office. Yeah. I don't know. White House confirms after hearing oral arguments that SCOTUS is likely to uphold the tariffs.
Said that the legal analysis is on our side, and we've talked about that on your show before, so I won't have to go into the details of that. But we also have a backup plan that's really solid. We can put a 10% tariff on right away to make up most of the room, and then use things like the 301 authorities, the 232 authorities to backfill the things that we've already achieved with these great deals with the countries. I expect that the Supreme Court is going to be really, really supportive of the president's plan, because look at all of the things that we've created this year. We've got a huge reduction in the deficit. We've got really, really high economic growth, and inflation is way down. If you look at the Consumer Price Index, the last data that we saw showed the core over 3 months at an annual rate at only 1.6%.
So 3.2%. Remember, guys, you can't trust any government numbers, guys. Double it. But still, 3.2% is a hell of a lot better than whatever the hell we had under Biden.
And so the idea that the tariffs would harm the economy and create inflation has been proven wrong by the data. And I think that the Supreme Court wouldn't want to upend all of that great success either.
Probably not. Guys, the Supreme Court really doesn't like doing things that have drastic impact. They usually don't. So hopefully this is true. Love to see it. There will be no more oil going to Cuba. Zero. I strongly suggest they make a deal before it's too late. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Yeah. Guys, we're cutting them off. We're taking over oil tankers. We removed Maduro from Venezuela and his wife in the middle of the night in like an hour and a half. Like that was still wild to me, guys. I was sitting in conference in Vegas, and by the time I got back to my hotel room in the morning, I already had pictures on social media of him in handcuffs. It's crazy. But yeah, guys, Cuba, just make a deal. It's the smart thing to do. Pete Hegseth says they can't find narco boats anymore.
Waters, we will target your drug boats and we will sink them. There haven't been many boats sunk recently because we can't find boats to sink. Because no one wants to get in a narco boat, which is the whole point. Stop sending your drugs to our country and poisoning the American people.
Yeah, that was the whole point. Democrats didn't like it that we were bombing the Blue Barrel fishermen, but it had its intended effect. You can't say it wasn't effective. It was. It absolutely was. It was the first time in my lifetime that the war on drugs actually meant a war on drugs. And I'm okay with it. You got here government, 84%. This is from Mario Nawful. 84% Americans support requiring voter ID to vote. Yet in the U.S., one of the few countries that doesn't require it. In fact, the majority of countries worldwide, including big democracies like UK, Canada, and Germany, have voter ID laws. And somehow, the people against it keep acting like basic verification is extreme. And it's also interesting that they think that basic verification is extreme when you have to provide that same verification for almost everything you do in daily life. Like almost everything, guys. I have to wear a badge with my identity on it all day at work. I have to carry my driver's license to get to work. I have to present an ID if I'm buying certain things at a grocery store. I've got to present my ID or a passport to fly. I don't see what the big deal is, guys. You should have to do it to vote too. Absolutely. Trump announces he's suspending all federal aid to any state that has sanctuary policies protecting criminal illegal aliens.
We're giving 90-day notices to places like California, Scott. Right away, we're going to send out that notice. Who would bill the federal government as people poured into the state to send those people back because no country can afford to do it? No country can afford to take in millions of people, pay for their education, their health care, their hospitals. You just can't do it. And we all have a heart. You can't do it. But many of those people are murderers. They're people released from jails, prisons, mental institutions, insane asylums.
Oh, remember when he said they're not sending us their best? And he got called a racist for it? Weird. Turns out he was right.
They're people that are drug dealers. They're addicts. Additionally, starting February 1st, we're not making any payments to sanctuary cities or states having sanctuary cities because they do everything possible to protect criminals at the expense of American citizens, and it breeds fraud and crime and all of the other problems that come. So we're not making any payment to anybody that supports sanctuary cities.
Okay, that's a big warning. Those three blue states we talked about earlier on the West Coast, California, Oregon, and Washington, here's looking at you. Places like Illinois. Yep. Crispy says Trump's been right about pretty much everything. True. Yes. So have most of us, right? Everything that we talk about that we get called a conspiracy theorist for, what does it take? 6 months tops? Maybe 6 months, and we get proven true. It's almost exhausting, guys, the numbers of conspiracy theories that we've been proven correct about at this point. But you got to remember, guys, all these cities and states should be federalized. Our country was invaded. The Insurrection Act should have been invoked on day one. It's not a sanctuary city. It's called harboring fugitives. Very good point, Sam. Very good point. Thank you very much. JD Vance addresses some truth bombs. Let's go with this one, 32 seconds long. Oh, hang on. What, kiddo? No. Are you looking for him? Okay. Okay. Good luck. The kiddos are playing hide and seek. Apparently, Malachi's doing a very good job. Hey, come here. I just got to make sure they have the one rule understood. You don't go outside. Okay. You know? Okay, but you know what I'm saying? Okay. Okay, go. Have fun. Let's start this over.
So here's something that I want conservatives. I want every conservative to remember. It's an important part of my entire political philosophy is we cannot be afraid to do something because the left might do it in the future. The left is already going to do it regardless of whether we do it.
Oh my God, that is so true, guys. This whole stop the filibuster thing and they're like, oh, we can't end the filibuster, blah, 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 blah. Guess what, guys? If the left ever gets back into power, guess what they're doing on day -1? They're ending the filibuster and they're going to push everything through. That's it. The day they have a 51 vote majority in the Senate, that they have a 50.1% majority in the House, guys, they are going to end the filibuster. It's going to be gone. Gone. Guys, we need to end it today and enforce strict immigration, but also election laws, guys. Strict election laws. See, Kara says, yes, most things, Crispy. Crispy says conspiracy theorists are just that until they are proven correct. And man, they have been correct. Yes. Same with gerrymandering. Yes.
That is the takeaway of the last 40 years. And in particular, if you look at what we're doing, if Joe Biden wanted to deploy the National
Guard or anything else, they're gonna against you. If you're in my audience and you're not of the left, guess what, guys? You're going to be the target next time. They're going to complain now, but we're absolutely going to be the target. Filibuster must end. Contact your rep and push this. Absolutely, Crispy. That is our responsibility. Contact your legislator. Contact your senator, your House member. Contact your state representatives. Contact everybody and apply pressure. It's the best way we get our desires heard. We have a couple of stories in a row here. They're going to be Maha related. Always good to see Mr. Kennedy. Let's look at this one.
There's 25% of Americans who believe that they know somebody who was killed by a COVID vaccine.
Killed?
Killed. 25% of Americans, 52% of Americans believe that the vaccines are causing injuries, including death. 52%. If you look at the clinical trial studies, the actual studies that were done that were released of the Pfizer vaccine, Moderna has not released it. If you look at the Pfizer vaccine, there were 22,000 people in the placebo group, 22,000 people who got the actual vaccine.
I would pray that I had been in the placebo group. Now, granted, I didn't get it at all. Very happy with that decision.
And the people who got the vaccine had a 23% higher death rate from all causes at the end of that study.
But that could not be the disease itself?
No, well...
Because we know that...
If it is, then the vaccine doesn't work, does it?
Well, it's early... Well, no. That's not... That's...
Ooh, that's awkward. Yeah, it turns out if they got the vaccine and they died of the disease, then the vaccines didn't work at all. Oh, God. Thank God for him. Maha for all. Absolutely, Crispy. This one, RFK declared total war on Big Pharma and added sugar, telling Americans to eat real food.
Vegetables and whole grains. And today, Mary, you know, we're spending $5 trillion annually on health. We spend 3 times.
Wait, $5 trillion on healthcare annually. Good Lord. Hang on a sec. Hey, don't cheat. You put your face in the corner and you let her go. That's how it works. Don't cheat, boy. Hey, you don't walk with her and you don't watch her go. You're playing hide and seek. You play proper, or you don't play at all. Okay? Hey, guys, I'm still doing my show. But just understand, guys, you need to play with rules and play fair. Okay? Well, then find something else to play, buddy. Guys, okay, figure it out. You need to figure it out. Okay? All right.
Per capita, what European countries do. And we have the worst health outcomes, and it's mainly driven by food. About 40 cents in every taxpayer dollar now goes to food-induced chronic diseases. So,
food-induced chronic disease. That tells you that, well, it turns out our food is poison, guys.
The only way that we're going to lower health.
Go. Now. Thank you.
Healthcare costs in this country is by helping Americans to change their diet.
Yeah, guys, our diet is awful. I saw a video, the changes in SNAP benefits and things that are allowed to be paid for by EBT. A lady posted a video that she couldn't buy freezer French toast sticks at a Walmart on EBT anymore. She was sad about that because it's her kid's favorite food. Guys, how heavily processed is pre-made frozen French toast sticks? Is that even food? Or is it candy? Like, the amount of added sugar and chemicals in these ultra processed foods is crazy.
Eat healthy food, and this is the first major step.
You know, it seems so obvious.
Vegetables.
Karen says these were all Democrat issues a decade ago. It's amazing that they could be against such common sense issues now. Well, it's because they're not their issues anymore. That's the only thing I can think of. Bring back government cheese. I mean, it'd probably be better for you than a lot of the stuff people are buying. Yuck. Got this. He says taxpayer dollars will no longer fund sugar and soda on SNAP. The cinnamon ones are delicious, says Karen. Karen. Stop it. And this one, eat real food.
My message is clear. Eat real food.
Well, okay. I will have to play this one after because it's got music to it, but it does sound like fun. So let's watch that one at the end. This one, I never want America. Oh, this is the final story in government, guys, heading into science and tech. I put this here because it also impacts science and tech, but never want Americans to pay higher electricity bills because of data centers. Under Sleepy Joe Biden, the radical left Democrats, the average American household's monthly utility bills went up massively, over 30%. Never want to see Americans pay higher electricity bills because of data centers. Therefore, my administration is working with major American technology companies to secure their commitment to the American people, and we will have much to announce in the coming weeks. First up is Microsoft, who my team has been working with. Thank you, Microsoft. And which will make major changes beginning this week to ensure Americans don't pick up the tab for their power consumption in the form of paying higher utility bills. We are the hottest country in the world, and number one in AI. Data centers are key to that boom and keeping Americans free and secure. But big tech companies who build them must pay their own way. Thank you. And congratulations to Microsoft. More to come. President Donald J. Trump. Guys, we'll have a couple more stories here in the science and tech section about this. Guys, data centers consume an enormous amount of power and water. I think it's only fair that the companies pay for that stuff, not with long-term cheap purchasing agreements with these large utility companies. No, they need to make sure that they're actually paying market rates, because if they don't, the average consumer is going to end up spending on the difference, which means we will have higher power bills, while large facilities like data centers will not have to pick up the bill and will pass the buck on to us. So thank you to Microsoft being the first one, apparently, to partner with the administration to try and make sure that doesn't happen. Seems like the right thing to do. This one, X-Freeze, is more advanced than you think. This is the Tesla Texas lithium refinery, the first in North America to convert raw spodumene ore directly into battery-grade lithium hydroxide, skipping the intermediate steps the rest of the industry relies on. Went from groundbreaking to first production in 19 months, an unheard of timeline at this scale. The process is cleaner, no hazardous sodium sulfate waste, and a useful byproduct that can be turned into concrete. Single refinery can supply lithium for over 500,000 EVs per year and directly challenges China's 60% grip on global lithium refining. Good to see. The cleanest refinery in the world, says Crispy. Yes. And Tesla's doing it, and they're doing it in the United States. One of the biggest bottlenecks is the EV supply chain just got an upgrade. Guys, this is wonderful. This is what I'm talking about, guys. This is how Elon, as much as the left wants to shit on him, is putting his money where his mouth is and is actually making a difference when it comes to things like EVs and the environment. Now, global warming is still a scam, guys, but if the left claims it's not, I don't know how they fight against this. I really don't, other than it impacts China's dominance, and they seem to love China more than the U.S. So that's probably going to be their angle. You got this one. Let's go. SLS. Artemis 2, guys, rolled from the vehicle assembly building out to the pad. Got here, first time in over 50 years, a rocket that will carry astronauts around the moon will roll out of the vehicle assembly building. That already happened. It is actually on the pad now. So it'll be interesting to follow that. We will cover it. Hopefully that actually happens at a time that I can bring you a live stream. But very fun. Carrot says, very interesting how they have a market for all of the byproducts as well. Yes, I mean, that vertically integrated logistical supply chains makes the most sense, guys. Develop a process that you can sell each step, including the final product. I love how Tesla is internalizing and in-housing every part of their supply chain. They already make their own batteries, guys. Now they're going to be refining their own lithium for their own batteries. What other part of the supply chain are they missing? Like, they don't own an aluminum smelter, I guess. Maybe they'll do that next. Maybe they'll start being the major producer of aluminum. Watch out, Alcoa. Here, got Jared Isaacman. We're putting nuclear power and propulsion in space and on the moon. Guys.
At Marshall, we'll have expanded duties as the commercial economy in low Earth orbit and in deep space matures. And Marshall will be going more nuclear.
So we absolutely need nuclear power on the moon, and that's part of the national space policy as well. We want to use nuclear propulsion in space.
You know how this channel feels about nuclear power.
I mean, we could be building that, literally like the transcontinental railroad equivalency between Earth, Moon, Mars, and beyond.
Love to see it. Christian says, Elon seems to be the only one in the world actually looking long term. He sees the future in real time. This is part of the problem. Now, Tesla is still doing great things as a publicly traded company. It's rare. Most of his companies are still private, and I hope they stay that way, because once they go public and the wrong people start investing and becoming shareholders, guys, I think one of the major problems we have in our country is the fact that BlackRock, State Street, and Vanguard are majority shareholders of so many different companies once they become publicly traded that their crazy globalist DEI cancerous agenda creeps into every company. Almost every company. Then they start to only care, because they're owned by investment firms, all they care about is the current financial quarter and the current financial fiscal year. Once that becomes your long-term horizon for your vision is the end of this fiscal year, you're going to lose all that. So I'm glad to see that Tesla is able to still innovate. Elon is still able to look 5, 10, 15, 30, like 50, 100 years in the future. I love it. We need more companies to do that. The problem is they can't. They will get sued by their shareholders. The board will replace them, and then they will comply with the globalist agenda. I hate it. I hate every bit of it. That's just the way that publicly traded companies work. I'm sorry. I don't like it. I know you don't like it. It's just how it works. The Office of Nuclear Energy says nuclear energy is here to stay, but why, you might ask? Well, because capacity factor allows energy buffs to examine the reliability of various power plants and basically measures how often a plant is running at maximum power. Yes, nuclear has the far highest capacity factor at 92.3%. That means 92.3% of the time a nuclear power plant is online and at full power producing for its customers. Geothermal, 65%. Natural gas, barely, almost 60%. Less than 2/3 of the time a natural gas plant is able to meet load. Coal, 42%. Hydro, 34%. Wind, 34%. Solar, 23%. Natural gas, probably peakers. Let's see what it says. Simple cycle. Oh, combined cycle gas plants. Guys, solar, 23% capacity factor. Nuclear is the future. Crispy's right. We've said it on this channel before. It's the only answer, guys. You want to have large-scale AI deployments. You want to have nuclear power. You want to have power in space. You want to have all these things, guys. Nuclear is the only answer that makes sense. Otherwise, what ends up happening is you have to overbuild, right? So if you're able to say 92% of the time I'm online, you only need to overbuild by about 30%, give or take, just to guarantee that power will always be there. If you're solar and your capacity factor is below 25%, you have to build 5 times the capacity that you need and build storage. Guys, it's not viable. Crispy says, we will have more nuclear facilities in the future on Earth as well as Moon and Mars. I hope so. I hope you're right. This one, how big is a microreactor? Our Marvel reactor will be roughly the size of an average sedan and produce enough energy to power 10 U.S. homes. Can you imagine a tiny microreactor at the end of your cul-de-sac? I think that'd be a little wild. You build an apartment complex and you just have a microreactor? Like, okay, let's do it. I'm all about it. You just got to make sure those things are buried and safe. Like, they need 0 operator interaction if you're going to put those in a neighborhood. That's all I'm saying. I haven't looked up the Marvel design. Maybe I should. Maybe I'll do a deep dive on that. Let me know what you think. Maybe I'll do a deep dive on the Marvel reactor in my spare time that I don't have. Guys, they also put out this one. I pulled this one and wanted to play it because I used to work here, believe it or not. Brownsville, Nebraska, state's only operating commercial nuclear reactor because market forces, because of wind and solar subsidies, pushed the other nuclear plant offline. They shut down. That was Fort Calhoun, guys. They used to have 2 nuclear plants in Nebraska. One was taken out by wind and solar subsidies. Good job. Oh, and it's got music. Okay, we'll play that at the end as well. But yeah, guys, used to work there. It's a great place. General Electric boiling water reactor, very similar design to the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant. I actually worked there right after Fukushima happened. Wasn't afraid to go to work at all. It was a great place, very safe. Okay, and here's another story Eric Daughtry had pulled up about Trump's workforce. He says forcing big tech companies to pay $15 billion in new electricity generation. We'll see. I want to see more follow-up stories about this, so we'll be following that in the weeks to come. Culture, guys. This week in culture, guys. We lost a great one. Scott Adams passed away. Very sad to see. It's unfortunate. But you know what? The ghouls on the left never give up an opportunity. You can see there on January 13th. So this was a while ago, guys. But Scott, he passed away this week. You see, so sad. You will be missed. R.I.P., brother. So what did they do? Well, they came out, and a ghoul from People, I believe it was, put out a pretty disgusting headlined article about his passing. To which George Alexopoulos, G Prime 85, said, "Just you wait. The next cartoon will not be kind to you." And it wasn't. Ooh, the episode of Fat People. Also, if you look at the corner down here, guys, G Prime 85 secretly gay. Cartoonist speaks, page 69. Guys, this fat troll decided to get on there and write an article that is just disgusting. I will not even pull it up. I will not give it the time of day. I wanted to pull up George Alexopoulos' work because you absolutely should support him. He's a wonderful cartoonist, guys. Don't support the people that rip off his for sale artwork. He does some amazing work. There's also some pretty good comments down there in the comment section. But as Kara says, Scott changed the dialogue. R.I.P. Patriot. Absolutely. Karen says also that they were right in the 50s. They thought nuclear power could power everything. It absolutely could, guys. The whole point of nuclear power is they were trying to make power so cheap there was no point in even metering it. Like, it was just so abundant and so cheap that you wouldn't even have a power meter. You just use whatever power you want. Can you imagine? Most of our future power will be provided by solar and nuclear. Yeah, it's probably true. It's probably true. The wind bird blenders definitely aren't it. They're not it. There's better ways to do it, guys. The giant composite wind towers murdering birds, not the way to do it. You also got this one, guys. Josh Hawley. Let's watch a little bit of this exchange. We're not going to watch the full 5 minutes, but watch this.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Since you bring it up, why don't we just start there? Dr. Verma, I wasn't sure I understood your answer to Senator Moody a moment ago. Do you think that men can get pregnant?
I hesitated there because I wasn't sure where the conversation was going or what the goal was.
It's a yes or no question.
I mean, I do take care of patients with different identities. I take care of many women. I take care of people with different identities.
So men.
And so that's where I paused. I think, yeah, I wasn't sure where you were going with that.
Well,
wasn't going anywhere. He asked a simple question.
The goal is just the truth. So can men get pregnant?
Again, the reason I paused there is I'm not really sure.
Oh, by the way, in public speaking, the one thing they will teach you, answer the question that you wish they had asked you. Don't answer the question they asked you. Answer the question that you wished they had asked you. So if you wonder why she's answering the same way, it's because she's still answering the question that she wished that Senator Hawley had asked her. Kara says, my senator. Hell yeah.
What the goal of the question?
The goal is just to establish a biological reality. You just said a moment ago that science and evidence should control, not politics.
Speaking of science, Crispy, the energy of the sun will be harnessed eventually, and I'm pretty sure Elon will be the pioneer who makes it possible. Yeah, guys, I'm not saying, like, Dyson swarms make a lot of sense. You can harvest a whole lot of solar energy from around the sun. You just got to be able to do something with it. Build space infrastructure, guys. We're going to build stuff on Mars. Why not build it in the orbit of the sun? Makes sense to me.
So let's just test that proposition.
Okay, let's do that.
Pregnant?
Let's go, Josh.
I take care of people with many identities, but
can men get
I
pregnant?
Take care of many women that can get pregnant. I do take care of people that don't identify as women. That
Can men get pregnant?
Again, as I'm saying,
Let me just remind you what you testified to a moment ago. Science and evidence should control, not politics.
Okay, yep. Science and evidence, not politics. Check.
So, can men get pregnant? You're a doctor, I think.
Science and evidence should guide medicine.
Do science and evidence tell us that men can get pregnant? Biological men, can they get pregnant?
I also think yes/no questions like this are a political tool. And
No, yes, no questions are about the truth, Doctor. Let's not make a mockery of this proceeding.
Yeah. Yo.
This is about science and evidence, and I'm asking you, the United States Supreme Court just heard arguments yesterday at great length on this question. This is not a hypothetical question. This is not theoretical. It affects real people in their real lives. And you're here as an expert, called by the other side as an expert, and you've been telling us that you follow, right, you're a doctor, and you follow the science and the evidence. So I just want to know, based on the science, can men get pregnant? That's a yes or no question. It really is, I think.
I think you're trying to reduce the complexity of a lot.
I'm not. I'm trying to get, it's not complex. I'm trying to get to an answer, and I'm trying to test, frankly, your veracity as...
Yeah, okay. The short, we're gonna summarize it for you guys. She's full of shit. Okay, like, she's full of shit. Karen's right, cornered her with her own words, but let's see some differences between men and women, shall we? That moment you realize when you misunderstood the fight for gender equality. Oh, come on with the music. I'll just play without the music. Okay, armbar, right? No. Definitely not the same. Not the same. You're going to get dropped on your head. Like, not the same. Like, that's embarrassing, guys. Crispy says she put herself into a box and he lit it on fire. Yes, he does it very well, Karen. You are correct. But yeah, guys, this guy literally picked this gal up and said, like armbar, cute. Let's just not do that. Guys, men and women are very different, and that's okay. We should celebrate the difference. Babylon B here with a culture story. Minnesota changes its official state bird to the screaming lesbians. Oh. Wayne with a, isn't it funny how the coexist people who preach love, inclusion, and tolerance are always the first to burn shit down, vandalize property, and sling insults like it's their full-time job. Almost like coexist really means shut up, comply, and repeat what we tell you or else. Yes, that's exactly what it means. State bird, Minnesota, the screaming lesbian, guys. Also, the last story in culture, not the bee, Paramount only hit 1,300 live streamers during the free YouTube premiere of its woke new Star Trek show. Guys, we have 10% of that on this show. We are up to 123 viewers. Thank you. We have doubled it since we last said it, but please, we are rolling into the memes, guys. Please repost the live. Yeah, this one, Tiffany Fogg, Somali fraud in Minnesota. Nope, don't see it. Insider trading by members of Congress. Your Venmo, $601 transaction. They are all over that shit like stink on shit, white on rice, whatever you want to call it, guys. This is the other thing. I'm not going to pay taxes on this. I'm not paying the government for my $601 that I send to reimburse a family member for something that they lent me money for. Like, I'm not. Not while you're handing money to Somalians for watching no kids at a daycare center that doesn't exist. Kiss my ass. Gunther with this one. This could be us, but diversity saved us. Aren't we all so glad that we have diversity? Nah. Ladies and gentlemen, the new Ayatollah of Iran has been announced, guys. The Marco Rubio memes this week have been just top notch. Oh, Keir Starmer. Yeah, guys. Marco Rubio also getting ready to govern Greenland. This is probably one of my favorites. He always just looks so annoyed. Running Cuba. The bikini. He's also going to be the king of Denmark. Guys, there are so many good Marco memes this week. I love it. Tiffany with another great one, guys, with the old Asian joke of you can't pronounce L's. Rara Croft, everyone. Rara Croft. I just can't. Thank you, Tiffany. Always a good time. And the last one I pulled before I start getting into the viewer submissions, guys, turn all IRS agents into Doge agents and go after the fraud instead of the taxpayers. It's less of a funny meme and more of like what they should actually do. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on it. I think it's a great idea. But definitely go repost the live, folks. Do what you can. Help me out. Oh, wait, go into chats because I need to get memes. Hopefully some more of you guys submitted some memes. Let's see. We got some Karen memes. All right, let's go. The decline of America displayed in 2 pictures of NFL head coaches. Holy shit. What? You have a guy in a nice suit, and then you have a whatever the hell that Miami. Is that actually Daryl Gossett, or is that just the account? I don't know anything about sports, guys, but it's a fair point. Looks like shit. Diversity is our strength. Immigrants are the fabric of Minnesota. It was only $9 billion stolen. If you don't like it, you're a racist. Straight up clown world, guys. This one, again, comes back. It's always a favorite. Amazing how one could fire into a crowd of liberals and hit a pedophile, a woman beater, and a career criminal. Shot 3 people, hit 3 people with some pretty substantial, just yucky things in their past. It's kind of wild, isn't it? Oh, we got a whole bunch of posts. Let's go look. And AOC separated from her family. Also, let's see if this one works. Laws are for everybody. This one's submitted by West Virginia. Thank you very much. Questionable Garter says, chance of them all being the same person. Talk about the 3 people he shot that were say if the one person could be a pedophile and all those things. I mean, it's probably pretty high in the lefties. The one time I wrote an article, looks like it was the $1 million article submission. If you made it to the end, the question is why? Oh, you know what? I'm going to actually like this because I want him to get the impression. So let's go. Let's go. Where's the article? Where'd it go? Where did it go? There we go. Article. We're going to go ahead and like this article. I'm even going to comment on it. Great work, my guy. Give him the extra impression. Fantastic. Love to see it. Good work, West Virginia. We're going to move on, though. What else do we got for submissions? Let's see. Gardner. I love nuclear energy because... Okay, let's see if we had one before this. We have a couple submissions before, it looks like. Today, Thomas the Tank Engine. When the dentist is working in your mouth and you hear him say, whoops. That is not a good sign. I don't know why I'm laughing so hard, but that's funny. Oh, God, that's good. When you find out the Nintendo Wii can be considered vintage later this year. Oh, Gardner, why? Why would you? I already feel old. This one, comments explaining in detail with data points, 12 upvotes, 50 replies, random 1 sentence comments and gifts, 10,000 upvotes, 2 awards, 1.3 thousand replies. Yeah. The algorithm, guys. The algorithm is the joke right now. It really is. Note to self, don't argue with people that you should have been swallowed. I don't think I would ever argue this. This is a terrible idea. But I got nothing. All right. We have one more. I love nuclear energy because... Oh, this is a nice little thread. I might have to contribute to this one, but let's get this one. I love nuclear energy because I feel like I did respond to this somewhere. But it's probably just not popular enough because the algorithm hates me. I was fairly certain I responded to this one, but it's a neat little thing. Every time humanity has a major leap in technology, it was when we had a surplus of energy. Good point, Jen. We all need energy. We can get the power. We need all the energy we can to power the future. Yes, because it's clean and the most efficient. Yes, because I love the sun. Also, yes, because it had phenomenal Cosmic power in an itty bitty living space. Phenomenal cosmic powers. Okay. I don't know what pronominal is, but sure. Yeah, it's a good point. Needs an excess energy so that we can have better things. All right, Crispy, what do we got? How many? Oh, my God. Oh. All right, Crispy, we're going to start off with this, are we? All right, well, when they ask why I don't trust the government. Crispy. Crispy, your memes always bring laughter. Big Ben is fleeing for a better world. Crispy, I told you, I will put them on the stream. Loading all Democrats onto the first Starship to Mars. I think this sounds like a wonderful idea, guys. I don't know what your thoughts are. Here we go. Too cool to do drugs. Cool to do drugs. Do drugs. Just drugs. Apparently the message changes as you sharpen your pencil. That might not have been the best design. Time is the most valuable currency you have. Spend it wisely. Yes, guys, and I'm sorry that you have chosen to spend some of your time with us. It's just the way it is, guys. And this last one hits. This last one hits different, guys. How many men have been derailed from their life purpose because of coochies? I would also include tatas and titties in that list. Yeah, life goals. You got to get over those coochies. Coochies are what you do at the end when you've met your life goals, guys. Don't be distracted. We're gonna end on this. This is not a bad place to end, at least for the YouTube folks. And then we're gonna drop YouTube, and then we will do the last two things real quick. But make sure before you leave, YouTubers, please check out the profile. Head on over to x.com. Look up PatriotDad_USA. Look up my profile, or just go straight to patriotdad.org, the website. You can go here. You can then go to the merch store. This is the best thing. You can buy me a coffee. I would love it. That's a tipping. But if you go to the merch store, guys, we've got some new merch designs. Shell has worked on some of these for us, so thank you very much, guys. But you've got the Iron Law of Projection, the God Only, Fam Only, and America Only shirt. You also have the Tree of Liberty that must be refreshed from time to time. Hoodie designs. You also have Shell merch, including her own version of the Tree of Liberty, as well as other designs for Shell. And, of course, Karen. Also with the Karen dog, the Alt Karen, and their very own Tree of Liberty hoodie design. Those are all currently live on the store, so check it out. Check out the profile. Join the Patriot Dad family community. We are in the middle of a 90-day calisthenics challenge. I am also posting more updates about the channel and everything else. So check those out. I would appreciate it. And the YouTubers, guys, I'm sorry. You got to go over to Xer to Rumble. Bye. And now that they're gone, we are going to finish